And it might be working now. Technology's been super fun today. There's been lots of little things that have happened. Our text message that was supposed to go out an hour ago just went out right now. So a bunch of people are being reminded of the pledge drive. And it's starting now, not when the text says in an hour. So that's technology for you. I'm learning how to do the text messages myself lately. And I like message them like, okay, guys, I'm in Central. Is this text in Central? And they said, no, yeah, this text is in Central, but it was wrong. So this is how you learn, I guess, when you try and rely on IT people. Anyways, I'm babbling. Welcome to today's pledge drive. I'm so excited for you. If you got our text right now and you think that this is starting in an hour, I'm so sorry. It'll be fixed tomorrow when we remind you guys. And I am so excited because you guys remember yesterday I had the flu. Today, I am better. I do not have any fever, and I'm actually like bursting with energy. So what does that mean? I guess illness is good. And here we are feeling better. So very pleased to bring to you guys today some awesome people. I have Miranda Castro. She's on standby. One of the darlings of the homeopathy community. And I have another darling that you're going to meet. Her name is Jennifer Kiefer. So here we go. We are on day 2 of our pledge drive, Homeopathy Reboot, Nurturing Health Naturally from Farm to Congress. That is our theme this season. And guys, I forgot yesterday, you'll forgive me because of my fever, right? I forgot to announce who won the raffle. I announced it at the end of each show, and it was Andrea Proctor who won the raffle drawing for yesterday. So Andrea, if you are listening to this, email us at bearpack@homeopathychoice.org. That goes straight to Michelle. She is the director of our pledge drives, and she is going to get you your prize. So again, email bearpack@homeopathychoice.org. You won yesterday's raffle, and I am going to be announcing today's winner at the end of the show. But here's our goal. Our goal is to get to $45,000 by the end of this pledge drive. It's super important that we reach that, you guys. We have a lot of people that get paid very little at Americans for Homeopathy Choice. Lots of people getting paid very little means that we do still need donations. I mean, I can't even go through the list of the number of people that volunteer most of their time, and we do pay them a little bit for their time to keep this organization sustainable. And I'm really excited for you guys to meet our Bear Pack person today, because she's also on the hat team. Well, I guess she's our Bear Pack / hat person. She's on the hat team. And then later this week, we're going to really be talking about what is happening to homeopathy in America. What are we watching happen before our eyes? We were absolutely right to start Americans for Homeopathy Choice 5 years ago, because I am watching things close in on us. Just do this experiment. And after you do this experiment, share this video with everybody you know. Try and find a top 100 remedy kit right now. Remember how we used to be able to buy those? I have like 4 of them actually. I used to buy them for myself. I've given them to my mom, my dad. Try and find a top 100 remedy kit here in the US. Good luck. You can't find them anymore. And that is directly related to FDA and their enforcement policies, the pressures they're putting on different, manufacturing processes and steps that manufacturers are having to take, not to mention their guidance policy, which is now finalized. There's a lot to be worried about. So please donate to us so that we can keep doing what we're doing, because this has to be sustainable for us. I remember just the first, 2.5 years of Americans for Homeopathy Choice. We were pulling easily 60-hour work weeks without any pay. And we did it because we love homeopathy, but it's just not sustainable. And we have all kinds of wonderful people that are helping us. People with lobbying experiences and legal fees and everything. There's just a lot that goes into doing this kind of work. When you compare it to big pharma, it's just a drop in the bucket, but we potentize and maximize this homeopathic dose of donations. So guys, $45,000 is our goal. We're at $88.50. Please help us do a little jump forward this week. It would mean a lot to us, because we really, really are working so hard to protect your access to the full range of homeopathic medicines. Okay, another thanks to our generous sponsors. We have Miranda Castro, Homeopathy Center of Houston, National Center for Homeopathy, Karen Allen, American Academy of Clinical Homeopathy, Texas Society of Homeopaths, Council for Homeopathic Certification, Florida Homeopathic Society, International Academy of Classical Homeopathy, to name a few. Big shout out to our larger donors, which was the Texas Society of Homeopathy, as well as the Council for Homeopathic Certification. So thank you so much, you guys, for all of your donations and support. Okay, and then we also have a couple of like goodies to give. This is why you should definitely come to the pledge drive, live, or watch it at least within 24 hours, because some of these things expire. So we have an offer that Miranda is giving to us. This expires on the 30th of this month at her shop. You can purchase, so she's going to be talking about homeopathy for oral health. So every purchase at her shop she'll include a bottle of this cell salts for bones, hair, nails, and teeth for free. So anything you order, she'll throw that in there. And on top of that, she's going to donate a portion of her proceeds during this week to Americans for Homeopathy Choice Action. So please, like during checkout, you just need to like put a little comment like this is for Homeopathy Choice or AFHC, or she says, write the word teeth or toothy or Paola rocks or whatever. You're so funny. She made this slide. So anything that you want, put it in the checkout so she knows that it's related to Americans for Homeopathy Choice, and she will donate that portion to Americans for Homeopathy Choice. She's always been so good to us and very generous. So thank you, Miranda. And then also Boron, they have a 25% off coupon, and that expires through Halloween. So you can get any of their single tubes. Now, some of their single tubes are sold in packs, like you can get 3 arnicas in a pack. That's not what's on sale. 25% off is any of their single tube remedies. So thank you so much, Boron. You guys are awesome. And this is the coupon code they did, PB 2023, which is funny, but we were like, do AFHC? And they're like, no, we're doing PB 2023. So I thought that was funny and embarrassing. Okay, here is the raffle prize for day 2 that we're giving away. Very excited about it. We have all of these beautiful remedies: arnica, coffea, gelsemium, hiparsulf, hypericum. Then we have toothpaste that is actually homeopathy friendly because it's mint free, although some people still use mint, and homeopathy works really well. But I've always done the mint free stuff because I don't want it to mess with my remedies. We're also, look at this, we're giving you a water flosser, which is super fancy. I remember when those things used to be so expensive back in the day. And so we got you a really nice one. And then we're giving you 2 of the like primary cell salts for teeth. So that's what's on our raffle for day 2. And so anyone who donates from now moving forward will be entered into this raffle. And also, guys, we have a coupon for our shop. We have awesome swag. My favorite t-shirt is the Homeopath t-shirt, but it's 10% off at checkout, and you just use a coupon code REBOOT 2023, and that goes through the end of what is it, September 30th, through the end of the month. And our featured item is an awesome t-shirt, and it's called, I just said Homeopath is my favorite because it is, but it's actually, I have a remedy for that. That is, it's like kind of a play on, like, a lot of people say the oils. I'm like, come on, guys. I've got a remedy for that. That's the better one. Again, Reboot 2023. So let me introduce to you our next speaker. We're on day 2. It's Miranda Castro. And then tomorrow we're going to have Brenda Placencia. We always trying to bring a new face to the mix. And then we were going to have Laura Held and Kathy Diaz on Thursday. And then my friend Pat. That is actually a recorded interview because he's all the way in Ireland, and it would be too late in the day for him to do this with us. But it was such a fun interview. We have a lot of fun. I've actually been to Pat's home and his farm. So really fun lineup for you guys this week. I hope you guys are looking forward to it. Let me introduce to you Miranda. Miranda is a British trained professional homeopath who has been in practice since 1983 and writing and teaching about homeopathy since the 80s, right? 1988. She has a special love for homeopathy, having used it her whole life. She came to classical homeopathy after working with a homeopath to heal her son's whooping cough. That must have been not fun. Actually, I think I've heard the story before. Anyways, Miranda wrote the book, The Complete Homeopathy Handbook, which has sold over 500,000 copies, 500,000 copies, and is renowned for being the first and only book to bring classical homeopathy to the home prescriber. Her second book, Homeopathy for Mother and Baby, is loved for its practical advice and sweet comfort, as well as homeopathy guidance. Her third book, A Homeopathic Guide to Stress, describes the landscape of physical, emotional, and environmental stresses with homeopathic solutions. She has been involved with national, this is, I didn't know until just recently. She has been involved with the North American Society of Homeopath, and she helped grow it from just a handful of homeopaths in 1996 to many hundreds members in 2003. She was executive director from 96 all the way to 2000. And she's now in Florida and has retired from private practice, but is still active in teaching and speaking as well as managing her shop. Miranda, love to have you here. Go ahead and turn on your camera. Thank you for being with us. That's a whole mouthful, isn't it, at the beginning of the show? Hey, how's it going?
So good. So good to be here. Hey,
Excited.
hey,
Yes. What?
hey, I got kits.
You got what?
Kits.
Oh, you do.
I got homeopathic kits.
You do have homeopathy kits.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I've got a big kit. That's
You do have 100?
96. Every remedy from my, from my handbook. Every single one.
Awesome. That's awesome. I didn't realize that. That's very good.
Yeah. I mean, they're expensive because they're custom made.
They're not expensive. I'm sorry. Don't tell me they're expensive. They're worth every penny.
Every penny. They're an incredible deal. Incredible, because they'll last forever. I have a kit that is 45 years old.
Wow.
It's a little bit older than my son, and it was, yeah. And it's still, the remedies still work.
I didn't know this. That's so cool.
Remedies made hundreds of years ago by the old homeopaths,
Yeah, I've heard stories of like someone's great grandmother was a homeopath and they gave a homeopath the remedy and they tried it and it still worked.
Yeah.
It's
so
amazing.
I mean, the FDA meddling is annoying. I learned something from the pledge drive yesterday about, I didn't realize. Yeah.
You're going to learn a lot more this coming Thursday because we're seeing the landscape really shift. Yeah.
The history of it, the history of the FDA.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what you're doing is incredible.
Thank you.
Hat, the whole.
And the whole team, really, like everyone.
All the people. I love you all to bits. Thank you.
Well, it's hard work and we are here to stay and I just think it's so important. I really do.
Yeah.
Well, Miranda, what are we talking about today with teeth? This is kind of a hot button issue. A lot of people struggle with their teeth.
So for me, it's kind of fun because whoops, hold on. I've lost here we go. Can I share my screen or?
Yes, I'm going to make you. Yep, I will do me 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, there you go. You're good to go now.
Oh, you know what? It's one of those days, isn't it?
It really is. I had such a hard time with this stupid thing, and then I was copying and pasting.
I can't share it because I've got my computer just did an update.
Oh, without your permission? Because I hate it when it does it without my permission.
It might have asked me, and now
it's gone.
Now it's stuck. Here we go. So I'm just going to talk and people will get the little handout at the end. And
yes, just so you guys know, I'll give you another second to look it up, because if you're on our email list, you go to homeopathychoice.org, become a free member. If you're on our email list, we will be sending you all of the show notes afterwards. And everything Miranda makes is beautiful, you guys. She loves like her products are pretty, her website's pretty, everything's pretty. And you're going to get the handout of her notes here. So I've already
a few pages. I had some fun stuff scheduled for you. Like I don't think in this country people don't have so much fun with teeth. In England we call them lots of different things.
What, teeth?
Yeah, like with kids, we call them toothy pegs. Your little toothy pegs.
Oh, cute.
Yes,
like
cute.
Chompers.
Choppers. We call them hamps. That's from the Cockney rhyming slang for the teeth, a hamster teeth. That's I don't know if you know about rhyming slang, but how are your hamster teeth today, we'll say, if you're Cockney. And so there's lots of fun terms for teeth that I really love. There's that we have fun with in England. There's some things about teeth that people don't realize. They're alive. They're like bones. They're not dead lumps, eggs, and posts in your mouth. But the layers, the top layer, enamel, is the hardest tissue in your body and the second hardest tissue in the world after diamonds. It's that hard. They're not easy to get cavities, right? Dentin, the layer under your enamel, is the second hardest tissue in your body. And then your teeth aren't just jammed into your jaw. They are suspended in the jaw. Ligaments hold them in place, just like all your joints of your bodies have ligaments holding them nice and tight and cushioning them from, impact, from shock. And the same is true of your teeth. And in the middle, you've got that pulp, they call it the pulp, the dentine, and that's where the blood supply and the nerves are. So when you get like a, filling, sometimes the dentist drills a bit deep, and that's when they're like getting too close to where the blood vessels and the nerves are. That's when it hurts like heck. So it's good to remember the physiology, because people take arnica for teeth stuff, don't they?
They do.
Why? I know why. I know why they think they're taking it.
Okay, why?
Because it's like our number one injury remedy. It's like,
well, I don't know. I've never taken arnica for teeth.
Well done you then.
It doesn't make any sense. Arnica is supposed to be blunt force on soft tissue.
Oh, tissue. Yes. Well done, Paola.
I'm president of Americans for Homeopathy.
Yes.
I've learned a thing or two.
So that's the thing, my favorite remedies for pain and bleeding, in the mouth, arnica's not there. If the dentist messes with your gums and they're sort of bruised and sore and bleeding, maybe arnica. But honestly, maybe ferrum phos is a better idea. Ferrum phos is a wonderful little remedy for injured blood vessels, for injury to this whole area of the mouth. But my top one is magphos, magnesium phosphoricum, either as a cell salt or a homeopathic remedy. That's homeopathic aspirin, we like to say. And
ferrum phos is homeopathic aspirin.
Magphos,
magphos. Okay, I've never heard that one. Okay.
Oh, you haven't?
No. Why is it considered homeopathic aspirin?
So such a good remedy for pain.
Oh,
it's that good. It's that good. Here's what it helps with when the pain is better for heat and pressure. When your kid says to you, hold your hand there, Mom. Hey, press it a little bit harder. Oh. And they go, oh, that's better. No, don't take it away. And, because you have to do something, put your hand back, or you give them a hot water bottle, a heating pad. So any pain, earache, sore throat, toothache, it's like such a good remedy that people overlook for toothache, where it's better for heat and pressure. Magphos is your friend. Now, the next one is Hypericum, where the shooting.
That's what I've used.
Hypericum. Okay, very good.
And I have a story when you're ready, but only when you're ready. Go on.
So, I have stories too, but this one, Hypericum, did you know that a third of all toddlers and a fifth of all adults smash their teeth?
That sounds about right.
It's called dental trauma. It's a known problem. And it's very, I did it. This is a false tooth.
Oh.
I mean, so many of us fall on so many of my patients fall on their faces. If you can get to your kit or your homeopath really quickly and take hypericum, because what happens is the nerve, the teeth get smashed, but they're not dead yet. They're not out of your head. They're still attached. But the blood vessels are all burst, the nerves are injured, and you've got to heal that really quickly, even if the tooth is loose, and even if it's discolored, and even if the dentist says you're going to lose the tooth, but I can't pull it yet. You take hypericum in the highest, you've got a story, haven't you?
Well, it's a perfect homeopathy choice story.
Okay, go on.
And homeopathy choice together in a beautiful moment. Do you know how many times I've talked to a congressman or woman on the phone? Maybe 2 or 3 times total. It's very rare in the 5 years, very rare. I've talked to them in person in DC, like you might run into them, but not on the phone. So picture this, I'm in Budapest. I get a phone call from a staffer who has the congressman wants to talk to you now. And I said, yes, put him through. Meanwhile, Christian, my middle child, is on the trampoline. I send all the children outside, get out. So they all run downstairs. I hear him pattering down the stairs. Then I hear them jumping on the trampoline, and I'm waiting a moment. The congressman gets on. We start talking. And then suddenly I hear a not good sound. No. And a very painful moan. And I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, Congressman, immediately mute my phone, because I know that this sound is going to be coming up the stairs around the door. Christian bursts into the room, and he's got like a snaggle tooth, like it's chipped half off, like draw diagonal from your tooth from one end to the other, just whoop, completely half off. And he's terrified and in tons of pain. He actually said it wasn't as painful, it was just so shocking, like the force of the hit was what most. And so he was jumping on the trampoline, one leg went in between the springs, his leg went in, he flipped forward, and rather than flipping into air where there wasn't a trampoline leg, he hit right on the trampoline leg. And so I've got the congressman on the phone, and so I want him to know that I'm listening to him, and Christian's on my lap, and I'm like, honey, quiet. So Christian would breathe. He would go to like scream some more, and that's when I'd mute myself, like, and then I'd mute myself again in between like the gasps of air. I think the congressman, he finally was like, no, you seem like you have your hands full. And I'm like, you know what? It's fine. It's just my son. He knocked out his tooth, and and we finished up, and it was fine. And we got through the conversation. I think it made me more memorable. I think it was a good thing in the long run, but I gave him hypericum. He did not lose the tooth. Gave him lots of hypericum. He didn't lose a tooth. And in Budapest, it cost us $25 to add like a prosthetic, I don't know, like Play-Doh, they added like, let's attach it to the current tooth. $25. That's it. It's medical tourism in Hungary for stuff. Yes.
That's incredible.
It is. Anyways, there's my story.
So that's just brilliant. Every home should have hypericum. Here's the other dental situation that is so common, where the mom will call me and say, we just come back from the dentist and my kid is in a dreadful state. Why? Because they've had their braces tightened. Now, this can happen with the kids. It can happen with grown-ups, even the ones who are using, what are they called? Those Invisalign.
Invisalign,
So every time you put on the new one that tightens everything, it's not arnica. It feels sore because all the ligaments are being pulled, the teeth are being pulled, and all the ligaments are being stretched. And so now there are 2 remedies. There's one to heal the child or the grown-up who says, the child says like this, they say it like this, how could you, why am I having to do this? They're so upset, they're so angry. I don't care about my teeth. And they'll slam the door, they're very angry, and they're in a lot of pain. And the remedy is Staphysagria.
Oh, I know it well. I'm on an LM2 right now as we speak. Being president of Americans for Homeopathy, yes, and dealing with politicians, yes, caused, yes, this suppressed anger. And so I'm just,
yeah. No, but it's also a remedy for terrible pains after surgery or any kind of dental situation where people are very upset about they didn't realize it was going to be that painful. So Staphysagria heals the emotional wound, if you like, and yeah, then the remedy needed for up to a week afterwards is Ruta. Is for healing ligaments that have been stressed or strained or twisted or bent out of shape in some way. And I have all the parents who need it to just pop a dose of Staphysagria immediately afterwards, where they know the kid's going to get into that state because it hurts so much, and then Ruta for a few days. The child, that they have people good. The parents teach their children, this is to help your teeth not hurt.
Yes.
Quick. So repeat it fairly frequently while the pain is bad, and then you can take it less often as the pain heals. So those two remedies, people don't really know about them so much.
They really don't. Even me, it wasn't until my kid got braces that I was like, I did exactly what you said. I gave arnica. It didn't help. And then I asked some girlfriends and they're like, oh, it's Ruta, Paola. And I was like, yeah, there you go. And Ruta is, it's really like when you need Ruta, usually you really need Ruta. Like my mother fell on her tailbone. She did the hypericum and that took her to a point. And then it was Ruta that finished it off for her. Yeah.
Very good. Yep. So I have something else to say about teeth, which there's a thing, we think of them again, all we have to do is brush them to take care of them. No, that's not true. Yeah, you've got a water pick in your in the prizes today. Those are really great for people like me who have trouble flossing because my teeth are so tight together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when I push the floss in, it nearly always makes the gum bleed because it goes.
And it frays.
I have to use tape, but even still it frays. So those water picks are really, really brilliant. So doing that, keeping the gums healthy is crucial. But here's the thing that people don't think of that much. These cushions, these ligaments, like every other joint in your body, it needs to work out. You can't just suck on a smoothie and think you've had your 5 a day, vegetables or fruits or whatever, and carry on. No, you've got to chew.
You've got to chomp on an apple.
Crunch, crunch, chew, chew is what I say, So I've, when I had kids in the house, I put a pile of veggies on the table before dinner. Hungry people will always
baby carrots or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And celery.
Yeah.
Oh, there's all kinds of crunchy veggies.
Right.
Apples, like you said, but there's also bread. And you can get all these gluten-free things like pumpernickel, which are chewy, baguettes or ciabatta, which, you've got to work hard to,
Some of that really good sourdough bread, it's Yes.
with a really good chewy crust. That is really good to exercise.
No, it's true. That's all we bought in Budapest, and we lived there. We bought this farmer's market bread, and it was like, you had to really get into it to slice. And but like, and it was so filling. Like you would have one slice and you were full for like, that was a good lunch anyways. But you're right, it is.
I think we need to chew. I feel not just full, I feel satisfied after a meal where I've had some crunchy stuff where I do. Yes. It isn't just filling your tummy. We need to do more than that. So that's and then the salsals for the, you've got the pain part of it. There's one other remedy that people they think of for babies, but not for everybody else, which is chamomilla. And that's the one for dental pain where people they're in agony and nothing, they can't get any relief and they're inconsolable. It's special.
And they're grumpy. My daughter, she was kind of like, she's preteen. She's at that age, Miranda.
Yeah.
She's right there next to me. So she's looking at me. Nothing. Oh no, we're not talking about you. And anyway, she was just getting grumpy and kind of growling, and she was short-tempered. And then she told me she had an abscess, or she told me that one of her teeth hurt, and I thought it was just a cavity, but then the dentist looked and he was like, oh, it's totally an abscess. And it was like the thickness of my pinky. So I met with my homeopath and she was like, let's do chamomilla for her. Ended up, she was totally teething, Miranda. There was a tooth that was emerging. That's what caused the abscess. And the chamomilla cleared up both, and she was suddenly a very delightful child after that.
Oh, that's poor thing. That's so awful. Should we talk about abscesses a little bit?
Let's do it. Yes. Because, the dentist was like, this is what I told the dentist. The dentist. I said, he was like, well, and he's like a natural type dentist. He has a degree in natural, whatever, And so I was just like, okay, write the prescription to the antibiotics. Like, look, I never do antibiotics, but this is a really bad abscess. He's like, I never do antibiotics, but I'm telling you, she needs it. But we did the chamomilla instead. So I went back a week and a half later because I'm like, can you just check on that abscess? I want to see if because he made it seem like it was a bad one. So he looked, he's like, oh yeah, did you give the antibiotics? And I was like, uh-huh. And he checked and he was like, it's totally gone. She's fine. And then I told him I didn't do the antibiotics. And then, and he's really cool. I gave him that book, The Dental Prescriber by Colin Lessel, the little skinny one.
That's really good.
Yeah, I left it behind with him.
Yeah.
So let's talk abscesses. What do you know? Because that's the remedy for it.
Chamomilla isn't a sort of really big remedy for abscesses, but it helped your daughter. It helped her from the inside at a deep level. It healed her. And those healing ripples, they just went and sorted out her teeth as well. That's the best.
She was grumpy. She was getting her molars.
Yeah.
So there was a couple of chamomilla things happening.
Well done. Well done.
Yeah.
That's the best of classical homeopathy. You did really good.
No, that was my homeopath. That was Camilla.
Your homeopath is really good.
She is.
So, hepatic salve is the first remedy we think of for abscesses, simple abscesses with a swelling, with pains that are like sharp, like splinters or needles, or, they shooting pains, not shooting up or down nerves, just in the tooth there. And they're worse for touch. You can't, Foss pains are better for touch. Someone who needs hepatic salve, the pains are worse for touch, and they're worse for cold. So when they drink cold water or eat cold food or even suck in cold air, oh my God, it makes the abscesses agony. So that's Hepa Sulf is like a very simple first remedy we think of. When it doesn't help, we go to Calcarea sulfuricum, calc sulf next. And that's like a deeper Hepa. It works deeper than Hepa. It's like a funny thing we say, but it's true. And typically it's now it's there's pus from it.
Yes.
And the pus
both have pus, right? Hepar and
can simply be swollen. They both have yellow pus. But with calc sulf, the yellow pus is lumpy. It looks more serious, and it might even be blood streaked. I mean,
lumpy, like there's actual chunks in the pus that are like little solid,
rather than being thick and flowing, it's more comes out in lumps.
lumpy.
You
Okay,
know, it's more not actually like cottage cheese. It's just not. We say lumpy. No one's ever asked me to describe.
Go on. What do you mean by lumpy? Okay. I get what you mean. It's not smooth.
Not smooth.
Yeah. It's like rocky road, sort of.
There you go. Or not that bad quite. And the pains are worse for heat. They're worse for heat. So when Hepa Sulf doesn't help, calc sulf will speed up the process when the abscess is discharging. If it's not discharging, you give silica.
Oh, interesting.
But you don't give silica and calc sulf at the same time. They have kind of funky relationship to one another. You choose one or the other. When that one doesn't work, usually if calc sulf doesn't work, you go, and it's not discharging. Why did you give calc sulf? Never mind. You go to silica next.
Okay. So let me review.
Yes, go on.
You've got an abscess and it's not spewing pus.
Not yet.
Okay, so you're going to think silica because you want to.
You might go there first. You might give Hepa Sulf because it's not that bad.
Okay.
If not,
so you're saying silica would be an abscess that's quite like more painful than Hepa Sulf?
Yeah, it's bad.
Okay. So it's not pussy yet. So you're thinking either silica.
You're having a hard time deciding between the two. Give one. If it doesn't work, give the other.
I mean,
they're both very similar.
Okay.
It's even hard for homeopaths to choose between.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Then once the pus is there, you're looking more Hepa Sulf or calc sulf.
Calc sulf or mercurius.
Oh, yeah.
Now then, mercurius is bad. People have got a bad abscess and they're sick. They've probably got a fever too. And the pus, everything smells. The mouth smells, the tongue is coated. They've got, it just is like gross if you're grossed out by things like that, which I'm not, but it's icky. So there's a bad taste and they've got a lot of saliva. The kids, they in their sleep, they'll make little puddles on the pillow.
Okay.
When they need that remedy, that's a pointer. Their bodies are saying, give me mercurius, please, when they've got the smelly breath and a lot of saliva, and an abscess. Boom.
There you go.
Yeah.
This is a writer downer. I love little tricks like that because those are like my little heads up moments,
Yeah, I understand. So, abscesses do respond really well to homeopathy. It's very hard for a dental abscess to heal without some intervention. Doctors think that only antibiotics can heal a dental abscess, but that isn't true. And now everybody listening knows it isn't true. It's like any other acute abscess anywhere in the body. It's just difficult, and you have to choose a good remedy, stick with it, and if it doesn't work, move on. And my rules for that are to give it according to urgency. So if that if the symptoms are severe, you can give frequently. If there's a lot of pain, every 10, 15 minutes if necessary. Every half hour if it's not so bad, every hour or two if it's just, you know, people can still work, they're coping. And if you know, you back off a bit as it starts to work, and if you've given 4 to 6 doses and it hasn't done anything, it's not going to. Move on, choose another remedy. But here's the hot tip. The hot tip is this: write it down.
Yep.
Because I promise you, you will not remember what you gave a year from now when your kid has the same problem.
Yep.
And
Because those abscesses tend to come back.
well, they can do. Then you want a homeopath, whatever it is, though. If it's like with teeth, kids, they can suffer with growth spurts. That's the tall, thin children can have a growth spurt and everything goes to hell in a handbasket. They got, you know, they lose their appetite, so they're not eating when really they should be because they're having a growth spurt. They can't sleep at night because they have a hard time falling asleep and then a hard time waking in the morning. And all that is counterintuitive because they need more sleep and more nutrition. And they're like wet dish rags. And the remedy is calc phos and calcarea phosphoricum, even in like the little cell salt, you know, the cell salt calc phos, which it's just one of my all-time favorites for every parent to have in the home to give to their growing children to help build strong, healthy teeth and bones and get them over this. It's like a jet lag, really, but it's a growth lag. I need a name for it.
I like that. Yeah, I like that. We had when my son, my now 16-year-old son, who is driving, and I don't have to drive everyone everywhere anymore. It's wonderful. He went through a profound growth spurt. He was 11 and 6'2". I mean, just like totally shot up there, and it was affecting his personality. Like he was becoming very detached and distraught and angry and weird and all these other things. I felt like I was losing my son. I felt like, you know, because that's at the age where sometimes kids turn and they become distant and you can't get them back.
Yeah.
You know, I was very concerned, and my homeopath gave him calc phos. She gave him a higher potency.
Yeah.
2 doses, and it was just like poof, it's like a light went back on in him. And he's more of a teenager because I would tell her he's playing with his army men, and yet he's I'm noticing him pay attention to girls now, and it's like he's a child but he's becoming a young man. It's like he's stuck. And she was like, growth, there we go, calc phos. And so it was really cool seeing the deeper side of this. That's the thing about homeopathy. I feel like people should really work with homeopaths, because when you're not, you go for these kind of superficial things like bones are growing, abscess, whatever. But like in both situations for me, with my son growing so quickly, with my daughter's abscesses, working with a homeopath went for that deeper stuff. And it's like, it gives you your kids back. It's like, it's almost like people are like living in -3 and they're going from -3 to -1, like taking care of these little things. But you could go to +5 if you work with a homeopath. And, so it's really wonderful. Homeopathy.
I totally agree. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Sorry. What's next? Oh, wait, we need to take a break around the midpoint. When is the midpoint? Is this
I think we went past the midpoint.
Okay, great. Let me take a break then, because I want to bring Jennifer on. So go ahead and turn off your camera, mute yourself for just a minute. And then and I'm going to share my screen here. And let's see here. Share my screen. Where are we? Look at my screen. Okay, wait, hang on. Guys, give me a second here. I've got too much going on my screen here. Okay, here we go. It is day 2 of our pledge drive, everyone, and I am super happy to be here with you guys. And and for our pledge drive, every year every season, we do a different theme. Today is day 2 of our pledge drive. This is our raffle prize that we're giving away. We're going to be announcing the winner of this raffle prize at the end of the show. So Michelle's going to be sending me the winner. So please do donate right now during the show. Even if you're watching this as a replay, you can donate because you're being entered into next time's raffle prize and tomorrow's raffle prize. So you're going to be getting a lot of the remedies we've been talking about, you guys: Hypericum, Heap Our Soul. We've got a couple of other ones. You have this awesome toothpaste that's cinnamon flavored. It's mint free because in homeopathy, we kind of tend to stay away from mint because it can antidote. We're giving you our spare homeopathy emergency kit. It's the empty one. So there's not the remedies in there, but you can dump your remedies in the little vials and you have extra remedies. We're giving you 2 of the cell salts that Miranda's been talking about, that calc fluoride, calc phosphorus we've just been talking about. And we're doing the water flosser, which is awesome. Oh, she already did do the winner. Okay, so she did that during the break. William Pitka, you have won. It's a guy. We don't always have guys here. So super great. And then a big thank you to our pledge drive sponsor, the Texas Society of Homeopathy. Remember, we are fundraising for our goal, and our goal is to get to 45,000. We are at 8850. Thank you so much, everyone who has donated to us. We are so thankful for you. There is a threat that we are fighting, and it's super important. And then keep in mind that our donation goal, while it is 45,000, if you become a member of the Bear Pack, that means you're donating $25 or more a month to us. And that donation, what we do is when you become a member of the Bear Pack, we just multiply that by 12. So like if you become a Bear Pack today for $25 a month, we multiply that by 12 because that means that you're going to be donating every month for us and we can count on that donation. So please do consider becoming a member of the Bear Pack because that's a very profound way of helping us. And then guys, we've actually opened our homeopathy action team. That's what Jennifer's going to be talking about here in a minute. Hi, Jennifer. And so you guys can enroll now. It closes October 8th. And we're going to be talking a little bit more about our homeopathy action team on Thursday. But this is the team that gets trained to work with Congress, and they're amazing. And the homeopathy community really has a ton to thank to these amazing people. So without further ado, we've got Jennifer here. Hi, Jennifer. How's it going? Oh, let me unmute you. Yes, good job. Hey. I've gotten to know Jennifer a lot lately because she is one of our just active and passionate HAT members that we have so many of people like you. So Jennifer, tell us a little bit about you and why you love homeopathy. Let's start there.
Okay, well, I love homeopathy because it helped my son who was struggling with Lyme disease type illness, and doctors couldn't agree on what it was or what they would do for him. So I stumbled upon homeopathy through that trial in my life, and that just opened up the doors to just a completely different lifestyle. And we've been doing homeopathy ever since. So I think it's been like 7 years. I think it's been. And so after that, I heard about your organization, and I was like, oh my gosh, we can't lose homeopathy now. It's become like a part of our like daily life, and we couldn't imagine ever not having it. So that's how I ended up being a HAT team member, joining, and I think it was 2021.
Yes, that's amazing. And so let's talk about the HAT team, because a lot of people say to me like, Paula, I'm not the person. I'm not good at schmoozing. Are you good at schmoozing, Jennifer? No,
I'm not, and this is not me, and it's out of my comfort zone, and it's out of my comfort zone to even do this right now. So,
well, thank you for doing it.
I feel so blessed to be able to be on the Tooth Day because I have a great tooth story if you wanted to hear it later.
Okay, well, let's do it. But before I go on, I just want to say you don't have to be a schmoozer. You just need to be a nice, normal person that can learn your talking points. We put you through the whole training. So how has it been being a member of the HAT team?
It's been great. And I love the people. I love the people. I love the leadership. I think that the training is very streamlined. It makes it very doable. It breaks it down into like bite-sized pieces for people. It even gives you like, oh, this should take you 15 minutes. This should take you 6 minutes. And you know, that kind of stuff. That makes it really manageable and not overwhelming. It might seem overwhelming in the beginning because you're looking at these little modules, but it really does break it down for you so you can just do your little bit and check it off and move on. So I think it's been great. Is that
Yeah,
helpful?
that's perfect. Yes, and you, like, I don't think you had any idea, and this goes for people listening right now. When you joined the Hat Team, I don't think you had any idea what a profound influence you would have. You're just like, I'm just gonna do my bit, clock in, clock out, and hopefully, you know, don't mess anything up. But it hasn't been like that. And for so many people like you've had a big influence. So share a little bit about, like, you know, the arc of your experience with your office.
Yeah, well, I'm very blessed to be able to have an office who listens, and I've been able to establish a really good relationship with my staffer in DC and even the local staffers here. And that just comes with, you know, like you said, it's totally out of my comfort zone to like go to these, you know, town halls or any event where they're going to be like, your congressperson will be speaking, or if there's staffers that are going to be there. But you really don't have to do a lot when you go. You need to just show up, put a smile on your face. I'm so-and-so from Americans for Homeopathy Choice. And, you know, you just be nice and just kind of build that bridge.
Yeah.
And it kind of goes from there. Like I said, not every office is, you know, as open and as friendly as mine is. I know everyone has their different, you know, different challenges, but you can do it. You can do it. Just be faithful and just show up.
You've really made an effort, because you sign up to your town hall, like all of your opportunities, and you show up, and you've gotten to the point where like the congressperson will have all these people clamoring to like say hi to her, and she'll spot you and she'll be like, oh, hi, Jennifer, because she's become a familiar face. And let me tell you, that is worth millions of dollars in Congress. And we don't have that. And you have not given, certainly haven't given any money to, you know, it's just turned into like a real relationship. That is what we're going for. And it's just you being your friendly self, just being authentic, sincere, and raising the concern over and over again.
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
So what's your tooth story?
So my tooth story is I've always struggled with cavities, but I loved listening to Miranda talk. It was so great too. I'm like, oh, I got to be on the tooth day. But I was able to reverse my cavities with homeopathy. I did. Like, I think it's been. I'm sorry, go ahead. You broke up a little bit for me.
Sorry, that's okay. Did you do a constitutional remedy, or were you doing like a standard like cell salt type thing?
Yeah, cell salts, just being really faithful. I actually jumped up while she was talking and I ran and took them. I'm like, oh, I haven't done them today. But I had receding gums right here, and I had 2 cavities that had started, and I was like, no, I can't. I have such a fear of the dentist, and just getting my teeth clean just gives me the ick. And so I was like, I'm not doing this again. I will do whatever it takes to get these reversed. And it did. It took, you know, I switched to raw milk, and I did, you know, other little things, but, you know, I don't use toothpaste and stuff like that. But, you know, the core would have been those cell salts would have been the main. But yeah, when I went in for I was like, can you do those x-rays? Which I'm not a huge fan of x-rays, but I was actually excited to get these x-rays this time I went. And they were like, yeah, we can't see them. See that? No. And I was like, oh, hallelujah. So
which ones did you?
I think it's been like 5 years.
Which ones did you do?
The Silicea, Calc Floor, and Calc Class.
Okay.
Those are the ones I did faithfully, like 2 to 3 times a day. And, you know, I mean, it wasn't like, oh, poof, a month or so. It was probably a year or so.
Right.
And I just stuck with it. And yeah. So I loved being on the Tuesday.
That's awesome. I love it. That's so great. I love it.
Well, yeah, but I love the hat team, and I hope more people join the hat team. It's been great. I know that I'm the only one in my district here, and we just got another one who joined today from my district. So now I'll have a partner.
That's perfect. And so you guys want to join the hat team, go to homeopathychoice.org/hat, HAT, and that takes you right there. So that's wonderful. Well, Jennifer, thank you so much. And guys, I really do hope you know that we really have a joyful group of people. Like we are doing political work, and that seems like such grunt work, but we are so joyful, so happy. And we come together around our shared interest of homeopathy. and we set aside all those other political things that divide us. We just set it aside while we're doing our work here. And of course, like people say things and we like apologize and sorry, that was too much. Like we found a way to, I spit, but we find a way to kind of like fall into that rhythm and to really work together towards a common interest, which I think is so, so important and something that needs to be done more, I think, nowadays. So yeah.
Well, thank you, Paula. Thank you for everything you do.
Yes, thank you. You're welcome to stay in the Zoom room if you want, Jennifer, and just turn off your camera, or you can watch whatever you want to do. You can go if you need to. So if you want. All right, Miranda,
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Okay. It's so fun seeing them, huh, Miranda?
Oh, that was so nice to hear from Jennifer.
Yes, she's lovely.
Yeah, I went and met with my local representative too, and I got an education because it's a bit scary for me, you know.
For everyone it is. It was for me, you know.
But I'm also not, you know, a Native American, so it was like, oh my, you know, it felt like so foreign. Yes. And then it felt exciting, and
it is
part of something. Yeah,
it's very empowering, and it's a good skill to learn beyond just homeopathy. Yes. Just as a person, you know, as someone who lives in this country, right?
Well, it's part of what makes America really unique, this ability to participate in political processes. Wow, you know, we do count individuals. You can make yourself count. It's not easy, but you at heart, you do all the systems and dialogues that you have in place make it really, you know, step by step.
Exactly.
Something you can learn.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Yep, that's right.
So I want to talk just a second about the cell salts remineralizing. Okay. Because remember how hard the teeth are. It takes years for cavities to grow. Years. And so for a cavity to reverse in 1 year, that's really good. That's great. That means the health of the whole tooth is improved. So these three, the calc phos, the calc fluor, the silica, these three little cell salts are actually BFFs. That means they have a unique dynamic relationship to one another, which is why I put them all in my little combo. And this, I've been using this for patients since I started in practice, because no one manufactured it, this particular combination. So I had Helios do it for me, and now I have another manufacturer in this country do it. And what they do not add calcium to your teeth. I want to really make sure that everybody is excited about what they do. They do something way cleverer. They enable your body at a cellular level to absorb the minerals it needs from the food you eat and the water you drink. So it's like microdoses of dynamic minerals that are designed, they're really beautiful. They're beautiful. Whether you take them singly or in a combination, they will, the worst they will do is they won't harm you. They can't harm you. And the silica, this is the question I get asked about most often. Will silica push out my implant? No, it can't do that. It doesn't have the strength. This little cell salt does not have the strength to move any plate or screw or any hip or, you know, whatever, you know, a dental implant, it can't move it. What it can do is it can help your body feel more comfortable. The cell salt, not a homeopathic remedy, the 6X, the little cell salt, can make your body feel more comfortable with that, whatever it is, that implant in your body. It cannot move it, it can't push it out. So I just want to set the record straight about silicone, because I mean, so many times a week I get asked that question.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone on Facebook who's talking about that, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I was yelling at my kids. They're trying to close the door. I'm like, close it or don't. Just sorry. Very good. So I'm glad we cleared that up. Yes,
Yeah.
very good. And then have we talked about, let me see your notes here. Have we talked about, I was just trying to find it.
Everything.
Well, there was one more remedy. Did we talk about calc floor?
See, what's clever about calc floor is that it helps bones strengthen, it helps teeth strengthen, and it also tonifies ligaments. So it's like a win-win for your mouth. Calc phos is bones and teeth. It's like it works with calc floor to really do that job, and silica comes in and does all the work with collagen, all the connective tissues in the cells. It does amazing work. And so the three working hand in hand are just fabulous.
That's awesome.
I want to come back to something you said. If you have a family history, dental problems and other problems, and the cell salts aren't so helpful, it means that you need a homeopath to go in underneath. Some children grind their teeth, don't they? That's quite a common symptom, actually. It's often got an emotional component. So that's sort of beyond cell salts. You need a homeopathic practitioner to give a clever remedy that takes the inherited picture into account. There, I've said everything.
I love it. So I'm actually looking at the remedy that you're giving. Remember how you were saying you were giving one for free? So let's pull that up. Yes, that one, exactly.
Yeah.
So this is for bones, hair, nails, and teeth. So I'm guessing, is it silica,
calc floor, yeah, silica, calc floor, and calc phos. Yeah, the three.
One little pill. That's easier than opening 3 bottles, which, I mean, we're spoiled, but that's so great.
It's sucrose. So some people, the cell salts are mostly saccharum lactose, which is sugar of milk. It doesn't have lactose per se in it.
Okay.
But people like the organic sucrose. You have to be a little bit careful giving them to children, because they get, ooh, I like those, especially if you're a sugar-free household. They'll say, give some more cell salts, Mom. And some more. And if you don't hide them, they, the clever ones will find out where they are, and, they might take the whole bottle. The only harm that will come is to your bank balance.
Well, those little you guys. Well, Miranda, I think it's so nice of you. So guys, she's giving one of those for free if you order anything from her shop. And I'm actually on it right now. I'm just poking around. Like, you've got books. I mean, everything is so beautiful. Those kits, I didn't realize you had a top 100 remedy kit. Well, kind of, sort of, but basically
96 remedies. Yeah.
Yes. And
you've got a few spaces for remedies of your choice. Yeah, I've got a cell salt kit now too. This little, all 12 cell salts.
Yeah, what brand is this one? It's the
Helios. Well, I've got lots. The Helios brand I've got, which is new. I love Helios.
Is it Jackson's that you used to have?
Jackson's Naturals. They're organic sucrose. They're a bit more expensive. They're brilliant. I've got.
Where are they from? I've never heard of them.
Canada. They're in Canada.
Ah,
So if you live in Canada, you can order directly from them.
gotcha.
And you know, they've got all the salts.
I
Yeah,
love it.
I've got some nice products like the brain tonic. That's a clever combination, salt combination. I've got lovely creams, you know. I
Yeah,
mean,
what's the brain tonic for? Because you know,
so that has cogphos in it, which is a general tonic for people who are, you know, whacked after an illness, especially. You're recovering from flu or COVID, you know. It's got caliphosphoricum, which is a nerve nutrient. So it nourishes your nervous system after a period of work or illness. And then it has natromere in it. Natromere hydrates the cells. It brings nourishment and water into all the cells of the body. You know, and my experience has been after COVID, nearly everybody needs a little natromere.
you feel kind of beat up after, don't you? And just worn out, tired.
It's a bad disease. And
Yeah,
so
it's funny. After my flu, I mean, I'm feeling like, woo, I feel great. Maybe
yes, you don't need anything.
no, but maybe it's because I just finally rested for once and didn't work and just, you know, whatever. But yeah, I think that's great. That's really great to have that. I'm thinking about like my kids, like I'm just, you know, I'm always constantly like, okay, what am I learning here? So, well, Miranda, this has been so fun. Do you have any final thoughts before you go?
No, just you know, power in solidarity, really, power to you and everybody. You know, Thursday will be good to listen in on Kathy and Laura. That'll be
Thursday.
a really good,
Yes.
really good day. I'm looking forward to that, and I love what you do year after year. You're a trooper.
That's right. We are here to stay to the very, you know, until we get what we want. So that's right. We're not going anywhere if, you know, government. So let it be known, be on notice. All right. Well, thank you so much, Miranda. You're wonderful. Thanks for taking the time. You're welcome to stay. If you have to slip out, you're fine as well. I'm going to just wrap it up here and finish doing some of these slides that I'm supposed to do. Okay, hang on a second. Thank you so much, my dear. Okay, here we go. I'm going to do the slideshow. All right. So if you missed it, we do have a raffle prize for you guys. We already announced the winner. I'm going to say it again in case you missed it. So for $129, you're getting all of these remedies, plus the cell salts, plus the water pick, plus the toothpaste stuff, and the empty tin for you to put remedies in there. And is going to William Pitka. It's a guy. We usually have so many girls that enter, but thank you so much, William, for your donation. And a big thank you to our Pledge Drive sponsor, the Texas Society of Homeopathy. Now, William, if you want, and you're hearing the sound of my voice, you want to email bearpack@homeopathychoice.org, or we'll be contacting you, but do email us so we can get your address and send you this gift. Thank you so much for donating. Guys, we are at $88.50 as of last night, and so please do donate. Anyone that donates from today on is going to be entered into all of our raffles moving forward, including the one for tomorrow, which is going to be really a great raffle. So thank you so much, everyone, for being part of our work and supporting us and our financial needs. And the theme is Homeopathy Reboot, because we're going to be talking about all kinds of things. Yesterday we talked about, I can't even remember, you guys, it was Sue Meyer, and I can't remember why, because I had a fever, but it was good. And then today we talked about teeth. Then we're going to be talking to Brenda Placencia tomorrow, then Laura and Kathy on Thursday, and then finally we're going to be talking to Pat, who has a farm in Ireland. So that'll be really fun. Do consider joining the Bear Pack, and that's someone who donates $25 or more a month to us. And when you do, you guys, we multiply that donation by 12, because that's how we account for the donations, because you'll be doing that every month. And we, you know, we assume like for at least a year, but hopefully forever. So, okay, guys, the Homeopathy Action Team. you can go to homeopathychoice.org / that you can do homeopathy-action-team or just type HAT and it'll send you to the right place. So homeopathychoice.org hat, and that is where you become a member of our hat team. We only open this once or twice a year, you guys. It is an amazing, powerful team of lovely, lovely people. We are there to get work done. And we do run into little hiccups, but we work together and we team build and we get closer and closer to our goal. I just need to tell you guys, we love our hat team. I've got to travel throughout the US this past year, going to different homeschool conferences because I've been talking about my own thing that I do that's separate from Homeopathy Choice, my business. But I do, because it's about homeopathy, I do get to meet different people, and some of these people will come to my booth and they'll be like, I'm on the hat team. They instantly get a hug because, you guys, American homeopathy has the hat team to thank. It is our most passionate and dedicated members of our community who are taking the time to step up. We train you, we do everything for you. So become a member of the hat team and then become a member of the Bear Pack. Do both, do one, do the other, but do something. Don't just sit and listen, do something. And please donate today, homeopathychoiceaction.org. That's you guys, you might notice we have homeopathychoice.org and we have homeopathychoiceaction.org. They're two separate websites because we're a 501c4. We're trying to introduce a bill. That is what we're doing. And so we have to be under the 501c4. We have to have a separate organization that allows us to lobby. Our 501c3 is our nonprofit that we've been operating under most of the year, but we do, both websites kind of send to each other when it's appropriate. So anyways, thank you so much. And I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm super excited to introduce you guys tomorrow, Brenda Placencia. Every pledge drive, we try and bring kind of a newcomer to the group because we want to just bring a little bit of everyone and introduce you to new people in the homeopathy community. Although she's been a homeopath for a long time, but you know what I mean. A new face is what I mean. Okay, see you tomorrow. Guess what? The text is going to go out on time tomorrow and let you know when we're starting, which will be an hour. So I hope you guys are also on our text messaging list. If you're not, you can do that at our website, homeopathychoice.org, become a free member, and you'll see where we have for you to give us your phone number. All right, everyone, I hope you have a good evening, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.